What's up, Gatekeepers? Welcome back to Weekly Soap Chronicles. Question: will Bill realize Hayley's specialty is poisoned before it's too late? Or will one cold sip change beyond the gates forever? Let's get into it. Okay, starting off with episode 157. Kat rushes Tomas to the hospital with let's call it a romp-related injury. Now, her exact words was, "I broke his Peter Weeder." Right, you heard that, his Peter Weeder. Okay. Tomas walks in, barely walking. Well, he really walking like a mannequin. And Shanice says, okay, it is a penile contusion. It hurts, but he'll be fine. Enters Martin, serving big brother energy and zero chill. He clocks what happened immediately and goes, "Ooh, my little sister is a freak. Is this some kind of 50 Shades situation?" Not Martin outing his own sister to Smitty in the name of no more secrets. And of course she like, don't be telling him, okay? And then he said, this one is too good not to share. And then Tomas later gonna joke and say, "You break it, you bought it." Ha ha ha. Okay, funny Tomas. Back at home, Smitty and Martin get some quality couple time because the kids are at the Orphe Jeans asking for parenting advice from June. She helps Tyrell get another shot with his ex Jessica. Tyrell goes to talk to Jessica and they will be going to the Halloween party. He will be dressed as Spider-Man, the Miles Morales edition, and she will be his MJ. Okay, that's real cute. Then June helps Samantha with her Instagram post. She was feeling a little down because nobody was liking her photos, specifically Nathan. June just tells her that she needs to go ahead and post the photos of her modeling. She did that and the likes were coming. And Nathan ended up liking all of the photos. So that's a good sign for her. Meanwhile, Kill Bill Volume 1 is in full effect. Hayley is on the phone with Randy, letting him know that her plan to give Bill a chemically induced heart attack is in motion. Randy, acting as her conscious / panic buddy, tells her to slow down. She's totally unfazed. Bill shows up just as Hayley's stirring his special tea with a couple of drops of the drug. Before he sips, Caroline calls. Bill asks about a lost file and Caroline is confused, like, file? Okay. Hayley snatches the phone and tries to manipulate the situation, telling Caroline to convince Bill to stay home. You know you need to stay home. You know, you've been moving around too much. You need to rest and relax. Doctor's orders. Now she pressing the issue on him relaxing too much, okay? Anyway, Caroline lets him know that Tomas is in the hospital and Bill needs to take the case. Bill gets up out of there quick. Hayley is fuming that her poison plan got iced. Now over at the office, Caroline and Bill are taking over and working Tomas's case. And then Bill lets her know that Hayley is his future and that he ain't thinking about Dani for right now. Of course, Hayley is ear hustling at the door. And then she overhears Bill ask Caroline again about the file. So Hayley busts in real quick and patchworks up another lie about the file, and then sends Bill and Caroline out the room. The girl is spinning more plates than a juggler. Now, Hayley came to the office because she needed to find that $10 million life insurance policy that Bill told her about. She had to make sure that it was on point like he told her it was. Okay? So she dives into his computer and calls Randy while she's snooping. Caroline catches her because she coming back in the office, and Hayley's like, I'm just looking on his computer because I need a phone number for this case I'm looking into. Okay. Caroline leaves the office, and then Hayley vents to Randy that Caroline interrupted Bill's quote-unquote tea time. Not her acting like Caroline is the problem, because she the one helping to keep Bill alive. Now, with Caroline blocking every angle, Hayley levels up. This time, she slips 4 drops into the tea Caroline brought into the office. When Bill returns, she says, you need to go ahead and drink some tea. And then he takes a sip and he says, you know what, it's cold. And she said, that's okay, it being cold. Just go ahead, drink up. Okay? Now, at some point, I would be getting suspicious. Like, why is she making me drinks and trying to tell me to drink all the time? Okay? Earlier in the episode, she was trying to tell him he was looking pale. You don't look so good. Okay. I don't know. I just think she is pressing the issue a little bit too much. Okay? But she trying to get that, go ahead and take him out sooner rather than later. So, moving on to episode 158, Dani calls Ridge Forrester because Ridge wants to collaborate to leverage her new marriage. Dani declines because Andre won't participate. Respecting boundaries? I love to see it. Ridge is disappointed, but she explains to him that Andre does not want to be in front of the camera. She gets off the phone and she sees Joey over at the breakfast table. Like a storm in stilettos, she walks over and tells him to back off Vanessa. Vanessa's grieving Doug, and Dani doesn't want Joey to play with fire. Joey counters. Then they trash talk about each other's relationships like seasoned debaters. He bets her 10 large that she and Andre won't last a year. She accepts the challenge, okay? The chemistry is messy between the two of them. Meanwhile, Vanessa and Donnell are having a conversation, and she tells him that he going back to school. And he was like, I am doing a micro retirement. Okay, and he says that the dean of the school let him know that he could make up the work whatever he missed. He not dropping out, you know what I'm saying? He'll be back, but he just wanted to stay at home. And she is like, no. So she uses Doug's memory as she tells him, you need to go back to school and be with your sister because she's having a hard time with this and she doesn't need to be by herself, yada, 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 so on and so forth. And then he says, all right. So at the end of that conversation, he was on his way back to Banneker. Later, Vanessa shows up at Orphy Jean's to meet with Joey, and she tells Joey she is ready to go all in as partners. Joey calls her formidable for sending her own son out of the way. She invites him to spend the night, okay, at her house. Vanessa. And he was like, are you sure? Because you ain't never invited me over to the house. And you know that's where Doug lived. And she say, well, you know what? We'll be in the guest suite. Okay? She is not ready to bring anyone into the bed she shared with Doug. So boundary respected, grief honored, power still intact. So Dani returns home and Andre is there, and she lets him know that she said no to Ridge. You did? Yes, because you do not want to be in front of this camera, and I'm not going to do it. It's mutual respect. They joke that the world thought that they wouldn't last a week, yet here they are. In week 2. It's light, it's sweet, and yes, I am rooting for them against my soap-honed instincts. Now, meanwhile, at home, Derek has a dream sequence. He's in a tux, the wheelchair, it's the wedding day, and he stands and lifts Ashley up. Heart-tugging and foreshadowing, except emotional payoffs. Meanwhile, Ashley runs into Andre at the hospital again, because he always at the darn hospital. This time he says he went to talk to Ted about digital ads. Okay, side note. Has anybody ever noticed that Andre is supposed to be this world-renowned photographer, and nobody has asked him to do anything outside of Fairmont Crest since he been in town? He ain't got no phone calls to say, hey, we doing this photo shoot in Milan, Italy, and we need you because you the best photographer. He ain't got one call yet, okay? Maybe it's just me, but something is up. Any rate, she asks him about their namesake's birthday party, and Andre's like, I ain't going. Okay, he is committed to Dani, and Ashley, you need to be focusing on Derek while you sitting up there talking about, what costume are you wearing to the party? Like, girl, please. Then she wonders if Dani married him just as a rebound to get back at Bill. Andre says their unconventional dynamic works, okay? And don't worry about what me and Dani got going on. You just concentrate on drab Derek. Meanwhile, over at Uptown, Jacob tells Naomi a funny story about some dumb criminals who stole an air fryer and some baby clothes. Okay, why did he say that? She didn't laugh. So anything that's got to do with a baby, a pregnancy, there she go. Oh, Naomi, please. Like I said before, he can't say nothing, he can't do nothing, and she gonna constantly be, oh, you're just saying that, you're just doing that. It's like she don't love him no more. You know what I'm saying? She's so happy about not being pregnant, and then she knows that, you know, if she was pregnant, he was gonna be happy about it. And she can't stand the fact that the man kind of would have changed his mind if she was really pregnant and be happy. And she does not want him to be happy about having a kid. Ugh. Meanwhile, Izaiah is sitting over at the bar looking at them. So Naomi eventually tells Jacob that maybe we just need to set the reset button on the relationship and start over? You can't. Anyway, she texts Ashley so they could come over to Uptown. So later, Ashley and Derek show up, and Derek asks for wedding tips. Naomi rolls through bridal aesthetics, and Derek's eyes glaze over. Jacob notices, and then she just gonna bust out and say, "Oh, there you are, taking over the conversation." Like, what? Okay. So Ashley pulls her over to the bar, and Naomi blurts out she's not pregnant. Naomi is thrilled, but Jacob is crushed. And I'm never gonna have any. And she just says it with conviction. I'm like, oh my gosh. Back at the table, Jacob and Derek clash because Jacob calls him out for not telling Ashley about the feeling returning in his leg. And then Derek hits back with, okay, so what's going on with you and Naomi? Okay? And so Jacob admits that they thought Naomi was pregnant. She's not, and she is anti-kids, period. There's a wall up between them now. Now, Naomi returns to the table tipsy and makes a toast. If you realize you're incompatible, it's too bad because now you're stuck, as she points to her wedding ring. Okay, that line echoed. Jacob say, you know what? It's time for us to go. And then, of course, Naomi, oh my gosh, you're such a buzzkill. But I tell you what, I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom. So she gets up and stumbles. And before she falls, Izaiah catches her. Jacob runs over to see if she all right. And he takes a look and sees his little brother Izaiah. What's up, man? They give each other dap and hug. It's good to see you. Then at the country club, we got Madison, who is spiraling over a text from her mom, Willow, who is about crystals and chakras and moon water. Chelsea polls her followers on whether to intervene in the mother-daughter conflict. Madison says, she's not too keen, or she doesn't have a problem with her being a lesbian. Now it's the problem of her being a medical doctor using modern medicines. And she's always posting stuff on social media about holisticness and wellness and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just driving Madison crazy. So Chelsea done made up in her mind that she gonna try to get the two of them back on track. And that's a wrap, gatekeepers. If Bill takes even one more sip, we might be planning a soap funeral. Okay? Keep those theories coming. And is Naomi going to sabotage her marriage to Jacob? As far as I'm concerned, Jacob needs to go ahead and divorce her now. Okay? If you like this recap, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a recap. Until next time, gatekeepers, keep the drama alive.